Hello, hello, brothers and sisters. We are very, very happy to welcome you to a new edition of our show titled Speak of Africa. We are very happy and we thank our viewers and especially our subscribers. We say we cannot thank you enough. Without you, we will not really have a show. And we also thank some of you who send us a lot of material. In fact, a lot of people have been asking us, where do you get all these videos? Very close scenes. We have people on the ground. They send us the videos. Sometimes as stuff is happening, we receive the videos and the pictures. I know with social media, it's very easy to share information. And this is a dictator's nightmare. Dictators do not like information to be shared. But the average person now gets this information, then they share it with us. And we're encouraging you to continue sharing the information with us. This is the only way we can make your voices heard all over the world. And already people are hearing you, and I think we're on the right track and we're happy with what is happening. So continue sending us information. We need this information to keep our channel alive. Without you, we'll not really have a viable channel. So we'll say again once more, thank you very much. For the show of today, we're going to tell you that what is happening in Africa. Every week, we'll try to look at what is happening in Africa, and we'll try to share this information with you. Then we'll present this information in a perspective that lends itself to common understanding, even by members of the international community. Some of them look at Africa like a very disorderly kind of place. But we tell them there is method in the madness. Whenever you see things happening in Africa, it is not just confusion. There's method in whatever is happening. We'll look at the remote causes, then we'll take them to the immediate causes. So we balance our presentation with remote causes and immediate causes. So that way you have a way to comprehend the phenomena in Africa. Today, we're going to talk to you about a subject we've always talked to you. We dream of African unity. One of the reasons we love Africa is we feel we have a beautiful continent. God has given us a lot of resources, human resources, natural resources. Unfortunately, we allow foreigners to steal these resources from us. And because of the fight or the scramble for resources, there is always conflict. There's always war going on in Africa. Why is war going on in Africa? You ask this question. The answer is simple. The politics of exclusion. Professor Bernard Ayite, one of my favorite writers on Africa, used the term the politics of exclusion. And the politics of exclusion simply means Africans like to exclude their brothers from sharing the national cake. So this creates resentment. Africans like to marginalize their brothers and sisters. This creates resentment, okay? So this is the common reason why you have conflict and wars in Africa. Then sometimes the opposition feels like we have to think in the vein of Aristotle. You know, Aristotle is an ancient Greek philosopher. I used to like him a lot. Aristotle is the former student of Plato. Plato learned from Socrates. So those three philosophers are very dear to my heart. They've taught me a whole lot about how to organize society, how to have a society that is beautiful and just. So when you look at what Aristotle said, we make war because we want to live in peace. And that's what some of the opponents will tell you. If you ask them, why are you engaging in war? It's because if we don't go to war, we can never really have lasting peace. Okay? So this is the excuse that they give. And today we're going to present to you two scenarios. The first one is Congo DRC. We love what is happening in Congo DRC because it looks like Felix Tshisekedi, the president, is making some overtures to Paul Kagame of Rwanda. For a very long time, you know that there have been what they call the wars of the Great Lakes. Congo DRC was really destabilized. Mobutu was overthrown. Laurent Desire Kabila took over the country. Then after that, he died. Then his son, Joseph Kabila, took over. Then now, Felix Tshisekedi is sitting on the chair. Okay? So there has been a whole lot of conflicts in this area because of the neighbors. Congo DRC is probably the richest country in Africa. We've said this many times on this show. In fact, when we dream of African unity, we're thinking that Congo DRC would be the best place to have the economic capital of a united Africa. One, it's a very vast country, large, so you have the land to build any kind of superstructure you want to build. And besides, the country has a lot of resources, so it is really fitting as the capital of an African that is united, an African country that is united as one, a united Africa, which is the dream of most Pan-Africanists. We can still maintain Ethiopia as the seat of politics, okay, where you can have an African parliament, but that parliament doesn't have to be like the African Union, which is just a colonial institution. The African Union has diverged from the goals our founding fathers set. People like Kwame Nkrumah, they wanted a united Africa, a forum that can serve African interests, but the goals have been diverted to colonial interests, which is not good. So we stay now on the subject of war in Congo DRC. The war has not really ended because in the east, you still have a lot of people scrambling for resources. So this week, Felix Tshisekedi, the president of Congo DRC, and Paul Kagame have decided to form a sort of rapprochement, which means a meeting of the minds where they want to talk things, they want to sign some bilateral agreements to regulate the flow of trade, okay? Because when they regulate the flow of trade, they will try to suck the oxygen out of the bad guys, the bad actors in the area who try to trade in all these minerals, then they kill people because of their illicit trade. So when they start collecting taxes, get the area better organized, it is really good for Africa. So we salute Paul Kagame and Felix Tshisekedi for taking the moves. They've met in Congo and they've also met in Rwanda. So they've been trying to set up some agreements, at least 3 agreements dealing with taxation and trade, so that mining can be done in an orderly fashion, in a more transparent fashion. So this would really eliminate a lot of the bad actors because there will not be room for evil guys to profit from the sale of minerals. Because minerals are really the cause of a lot of killing, kidnapping in the east. And when you hear a place like Benign, Ituri, all those areas are filled with crime because you have a lot of bad actors who are really making money off people's misery. And they are scrambling for resources. So we love what is happening and we salute these 2 individuals. Then you ask yourself, Congo DRC is such a big country, but now they are depending on Rwanda to process their minerals. That's really funny. But that tells you one of the things we've said on this show many times. Technology is very important. When I studied economics in Africa before I came to the United States of production, land, capital, and the entrepreneur level. So you have those 3. But when I came to America, we added a 4th factor, which is technology. When you have technology, it means that you improve the way you perform. And Rwanda now is stepping ahead. Rwanda doesn't have any minerals, but now, after stealing the minerals from Congo DRC for a long time, now Congo DRC has hired them to refine some of this stuff so they can stop the stealing and they can cooperate, then there can be some peace in the area. So sometimes it's like when you know that guy is stealing from you, you have to work out a deal with the thief so that the guy can at least do things the legal way. So we salute the agreement that the 2 of the presidents came to. That's good. So it's good for Africa. So at least the war would really subside. We'll not really have too much trouble there anymore.
Hey, yo, Shape, I thought you was going to take me to this place so I could get my taxes done. You know I'm trying to buy a new house. What's up?
Let's get it on. If you searching for a house, call up my man Prince Ojong, the best in real estate. Take it from your guy's shape. When I say his services are the best in the states where it's born, he even take care of your tax forms, fat refunds. So come, get your business done. Consultations, financial organization, fast processing, no waiting. This man is amazing. The Prince.
Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131.
Next, we're going to go to Cameroon, LRC, La République du Cameroun. We're going to tell you a whole lot about La République du Cameroun this week because, just like in Congo, there's a civil war going on. There is a fratricidal war going on in La République du Cameroun, where you have brother killing brother, sister killing sister. So it's a sad situation. But before we go to the war, we want to talk to you about some of the news some of you sent to us. This morning, some of you sent videos to us showing the eviction of a lot of people around the airport. The airport is a strategic area in the city, but why would you break the houses of people? This is a COVID-prone era. Why would you not wait for the COVID pandemic to subside before you even start handling an issue like this? A lot of people's homes were destroyed because they wanted to force them out, ostensibly because the government says they want to bring development to the airport area. But in most civilized societies, even in France, we have what we call eminent domain in real estate. When the government wants to take land from people, they look for a way to compensate these people before they take their land. They not just seize their land without obeying the laws of capitalism. In a capitalist society, when you own land, this land belongs to you, and you have what we call in real estate the deep sea. You have the right of disposition, the right of enjoyment, the right of exclusion, okay? And you have the right of control, and you have the peace to live in that piece of land. But in this case, the Cameroon government is violating all these rights of people who hold real estate. These rights are supposed to be sacrosanct, but they broke their houses and they threw them in the streets. Some of them were sick people. So where are they going? They have nowhere to go but to end up in the street. So we feel sorry for most of these people, and we want to draw the attention of the world to the plight of the homeowners who were thrown out of their homes because the government wants to seize their land and develop the area. That's not the way development takes place in a civilized society. In a civilized society, a government obeys the laws of eminent domain. So if you've not heard it in real estate, eminent domain means when the government is taking your land to do something, they have to get your permission. Then you have to be compensated. They may have to resettle you somewhere else. They don't just throw you in the streets and take your property. So this is another way that you see that this is a very lawless government. A lawless government does not obey any laws, which means this government breaks its own laws. And this is really sad. So we feel sorry for most of the people in Douala who have been forcefully evicted from their homes. Their homes have been damaged, and now they are homeless. So we really pray for them, and we'll ask you if you can help them. We'll be able to send you some information so you can help most of these people. We saw a lot of pictures today, and we're not really happy, and we decided that we have to make the world know their plight. So that's it with this government. It's a government that is a warmonger. We told you before that the war in La République with Ambazonia has intensified. In fact, today we saw videos of big tanks rolling from Douala, which is the major city where these forceful evictions were taking place. These tanks were rolling into Ambazonia to kill the guys. Ostensibly, they were saying, let's go and get General Field Marshal Nopiri. These are a lot of tanks. Then you ask yourself, why are these people doing this? In fact, we've come to understand that a few days ago, some top military brass of the Biya regime, held a meeting, a security meeting in Yaoundé. Then they decided that instead of making peace with the Anglophones, they would rather escalate the war because they want to prove to the Anglophones that they can crush them. But things have not been working. In fact, Einstein was the one who said, only a mad person continues to do the same thing. He's getting the wrong answer and he keeps using the wrong answer. When you keep getting the wrong answer, then you have to change. But these people are stuck in their ways. They don't want to change. The only option that they have is more militarization. We've told you many times on this show that militarization has failed. Not even a superpower can win a guerrilla war. America has not been able to win a guerrilla war in Afghanistan. America lost a guerrilla war in Vietnam. But this stupid government in Cameroon thinks they can crush the Ambazonians. They've been saying this since 2016. It has not happened. And this week, when you see the scenes of war, the Ambazonian guys have turned this war into a movie. A movie, as they're killing the soldiers from La République, they are shooting the scenes. So it's like you're watching a movie. So they used to say, oh, the field marshal of Libya is a field marshal. Yes, he's a field marshal. As his boys are blowing up the big military armored cars from La République, they're taking pictures of everything. They're taking pictures and they're making videos. So it looks like they're making a movie. But this is real life. People are dying. Because like this week, you can see that a lot of people from La République are losing their relatives in Ambazonia. Ambazonia has become an inferno. It has become a hell. It has become the land of no return. From our understanding, right now, most of the soldiers of La République, especially the B, who were very proud and brave, they've been decimated to a point that they've lost their self-confidence. Because the guys don't really know what they are doing. They recruit a guy for a few weeks, then they send him to the war front in Ambazonia to go and die. Even the Ambazonia Restoration Forces have been complaining, they have been begging the Francophones, say, please, stop sending your sons to Ambazonia to come and die here. We'll kill them like chicken. We don't like to kill them because they are our brothers. But because they are coming to Ambazonia with a mission to kill, we have no choice but to kill them. And even today, I was watching a video from a famous Francophone journalist who lives in France, J.P. Remingono. He too was just making a case. Now the Francophones are beginning to know the truth about the war in Ambazonia. For a long time, the Biya government has been telling them lies. They were thinking that they were winning the war. But right now, the facts are in their faces. They have seen it now that they are really losing this war. So it's really sad. They cannot really fool the people anymore because a lot of the families now are experiencing deaths. Their sons are dying in Ambazonia. Every day, their sons are dying in Ambazonia. Okay? Every day, they receive a bad news. This person has died. Then sometimes the guy dies and they just dump them in the bush and leave. So their bodies have no respect. They just die in vain for a senseless war. When we heard that the Biya military brass, top brass were really holding a meeting, then the option is to escalate the war effort. We ask ourselves, are these people smoking something or are they in their right senses? Definitely they are not in their right senses because we saw a lot of those tanks marching down the road. There were so many tanks and we hear some of those tanks have already been disabled. So the tanks have been disabled already by the Ambazonia Restoration Forces. These guys are very effective. They've perfected the art of making IEDs, implosive explosion devices. These improvised explosion devices are very, very deadly. They can break and destroy an armored car, and they've been doing it with joyful abandon. So now most of these soldiers are no longer secure inside those armored vehicles. The armored vehicles have become like coffins of death. Happens is when the guys go and try to disable these IEDs, the IEDs blow up in their faces. And this is how a lot of them really lose their lives. We have so many videos this week. We can really show you when you see what is happening in Ambazonia. You see the war scenes. It's like you're watching a war movie. But this time, it's not a movie. It's real. So that's what we want our viewers to know is real. It's not a movie that you're watching. The guys are shooting the scenes. As they're killing the La République soldiers, they're shooting the action. So they don't really have a cameraman who just, no, they themselves are shooting and killing. So it's like they're killing them for their own spot. So such a callous act should not really be encouraged. But who are you to blame? We blame the person who is sending these young people who are untrained, toy soldiers to come and die for nothing. So this is not patriotism. No, going to die for a senseless war is not patriotism. It's foolishness. So the young people now, from what we've gathered, some of them really fake complaints not to go to Ambazonia. But now the army of La République gets so many complaints, so many applications for sick leave, to a point that they don't want to accept those applications anymore. It's like, no, you guys are faking. Because the guys have been looking for ways not to be sent to Ambazonia, but it's like a lottery. When your number comes up, you have to go. So when they ship you, you know that you're going to die and you may not see your family again. In fact, it has happened to so many of these guys, they've not been able to see their family again, and they are really scared to death. Because when you see the way things are happening now, as we're talking to you today, what happened? Kosala Kumba, the gendarmerie headquarters, was blown into pieces. And we have the building to show you, Kosala Kumba. So the guys are very brazen and very brave, okay? And they have better weapons. So what they are doing now is they are harvesting more and more weapons, and this is making the war to be more lethal. Before, the BRB guys had the best weapons in the field, but most of the Ambazonia Restoration Forces now, they have super weapons. And this time, when they went to the Kumba Kosala Gendarmerie building, they had a bazooka, which is a big gun. Boom, 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 boom. They blew the whole thing into pieces. So they have people who saw the scene, they saw the big ammunition that was brought there to blow that place up. So you cannot play with the Amba Restoration Forces anymore. So those who are playing with them are just being foolish with their lives. So on this show, we value human life, and we are saying that it is time to sue for peace, because there are so many scenes of death. Even Field Marshal this week, you see the Field Marshal of Libya. We have videos to show you of Field Marshal. He's celebrating with his people because they can really sense victory.
Do not forget that it's the Red Dragon and the Field Marshal has got them the G powers. DOP is always there to make sure you get the images of happening. Those are power received by the great King Field Marshal himself. DOP is always behind the camera to make sure you receive all the happening.
They can really sense victory, because already when you see the way the Field Marshal of the BLM is behaving with his guys, you see them out, then you also see pictures where they are doing heavy training. They are training just like a very rugged military.
The Red Dragons are ready for the battle, for better, for worse. We must take our country, Ambazonia land. That's why the soldiers are now in deep training. The King, the Field Marshal, is there to supervise, to see how effectively they render their causes.
So this is not just a joke. Some of these guys who come from La République, they just train them for just a few days, then ship them to Ambazonia to go and fight. Then they get to Ambazonia, they become really disoriented. They don't even understand the geography. And that's part of their problem. You look at like some of the guys who fight in an area like Otu or Umoja. I know that area because that's where I come from. I know the area very well. I know the terrain. It's a very tough terrain. The thick forest, thick forest. A guy can hide and get a big guy without a guy seeing him. So it's really sad. So sometimes some of these big guys try to escape in the forest, and the Amba guys still catch them and kill them. Then you also see pictures of some of the big guys who had to go and surrender. They surrendered, they pulled on their uniform, they told the civilians that, please, where are the Ambazonia guys? Please, we want to surrender and give up our arms. Please. They lay down their arms, then they ask the civilians to give them civilian clothes. They left their arms there, then they were escorted into Nigeria. So many of them. So the way things are going now, the scene of this war is becoming internationalized. So it's not just limited in the Cameroon territory and Ambazonia anymore. It is expanding. The superpowers don't want to interfere because Paul Biya is their boy. Sadly for them, they will be forced to come to the table and do the right thing because already the handwriting is on the wall. People may be in denial. It's the same thing that happened to Mobutu Sese Seko. He used to look at himself like a big guy, untouchable. He had the support of the international community, the American presidents, the Bushes were his friends. But in the last, they had to tell him that, buddy, we've had enough of you, you have to go. And he was really shocked when Richardson, who used to be a governor, told him that, listen, guy, you have to leave. But I'm your friend, why should I leave? They had to make him to leave. So eventually, that's what is going to happen to the power mongers in Yaoundé. They will have no choice but to leave, pack and leave Ambazonia because the handwriting is on the wall. The pressure is there. So the Ambazonia just need to increase the pressure. Because once they increase the pressure and more B soldiers are dying in La République, there are a lot of funerals there, then everything will become an open secret. People will know that the lies the government have been telling are just lies and they have to protect themselves.
Enter the boundary between Bambalang and Bamali, Bali. Sorry. I don't know say that they come. All this baby, there no one of it ever lost.
We need more. We need more.
We take all of them.
And don't take am again.
Once you make a Mr. Biano, I say, me, I don't go buy no one weapon again. I will take am for them. Now for them, I will take am.
Yes, so.
Most of those tanks that have gone into Ambazonia, I'm telling you, they're not going to come back. They'll be coming back, but with bags, okay? Bags of soldiers, the B. They will come back with bags of people who are not living anymore. And a lot more people, the soldiers too, are beginning to understand that Ambazonia is a land of no return. It's like you're buying a one-way ticket to hell. So how can you see heaven? When you get to hell, you're stuck. You cannot leave hell anymore, okay? So most of the soldiers who are fighting, they need to think twice. So if you have a family, a soldier who wants to go to Ambazonia and fight, please advise him not to go there. This week, we also saw a lot of lies that the Biya regime is telling. There was one Mukete who is a B. The Mukete is an Anglophone. He was framed because these guys are losing the war and they're just ashamed because they are performing very poorly. So they're making excuses why they're not doing well. Oh, the Mukete is a big guy. He has stolen a lot of weapons. He's selling weapons to the Ambazonian Restoration Forces. All those are lies. They just frame the guy for no good reason. Okay? Because the guy is an Anglophone, they want him to be the fall guy. So this is not really a nice thing. But you know, a government that is built on lies will continue telling lies. So you have to beware. If you're an Anglophone in this army, you have to be very, very careful. If you're not careful, you're going to face the price. So we have a whole lot of videos to show you, but we don't have time. So we're going to give you our page on WhatsApp, African Nation Builder. Go to African Nation Builder. You're going to see a lot of the videos that we have, which we cannot even show you on YouTube. African Nation Builder. Go to our page on WhatsApp. You're going to see all these videos and you're going to enjoy them. We thank you very much for watching this show, and we're telling you, watch our videos, share them with your friends, share. We want our message to go far and wide. Because you're sharing, we're getting all the latest information and we're sharing it with the world. Thank you very much.
Is your EMR EHR COVID-19 ready? If not, you do not know what you are missing. Why do you suffer in silence? Be smart. Turn to Alexia HTC today. Alexia HTC is the leader in virtual solution and communication technology in these times of pandemic crisis. When the unexpected happens, who are you going to call? Alexia HTC. Come and see how Alexia HTC Cloud Communications are enabling your fellow healthcare providers to consult with patients virtually and making big money. Alexia HTC also enables your employees to work remotely during the COVID-19 crisis. Are your employees safe? Do not jeopardize the health and safety of your patients and practice. What can Alexia HTC do for you? Alexia HTC is the new Colossus, the sister of physicians, who gives you back liberty, that is, the freedom to practice medicine your way. Vivacious virtual visits wherever you please. Amazing e-prescribing. Quick access to patient information. Easy access to medical records from other providers. Rapid drug allergy checks. Integrated lab tests and results. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled doctors yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your greedy corporations. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed physicians, to me. I give them the refuge. The happy home of Alexia HTC. Act now. Browse alexiahtc.com or call 240-350-1131.
Medical practice software is too old. Indeed, all the programs are built on MUMPS, technology of the 1950s, and the programs cost too much money. Epic and Cerner cost billions of dollars. Meditech costs thousands of dollars too. In fact, that's why we created AlexiaHTC.com, a new and free EMR/EHR for doctors. AlexiaHTC.com is built for HIPAA. Yes, magical one-screen technology, ease of use, quick charting, amazing e-prescribing, tight labs integration, multi-office difference, because we believe doctors and patients need a break today. Be the first to test drive AlexiaHTC.com. You have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. Act now. Call 240-350-1131. Alexia Care Corporation at AlexiaHTC.com. Selling a service or a product? Need buyers? Use the African Nation TV as a channel to reach many viewers. Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131. Act today.